People, these social justice warriors, these athletes that are getting paid millions of dollars, and they complain and they say they want they want fairness and equality. They really don't, because you look at Colin Kaepernick. The reason I can't stand that guy so much is because, one, that guy was adopted into a white family that gave him the best opportunities that he has now that he's literally complaining about. And first of all, he was a mediocre quarterback.
Yeah, I completely agree. I know we've talked about that quite a bit. I know we talked about that with Brian Urlacher. But when you ask them, why are you doing these things?
They don't have a reason.
And if they do have a reason, like Colin Kaepernick did, it was like, well, I'm doing it for this guy that got shot by police. The guy had an 8-inch knife. He already stabbed somebody. He did not listen to police, and it was a justified shooting. And then you have the NBA. It's like, oh, we're doing this for Jacob Blake. You clearly don't know the situation at all, and that was another justified shooting. Jacob Blake, as we speak right now, just dropped his charges against the officer. So, all these things are coming true, but it seems like there's just a reactionary culture that we live in where it's like, looks like crap, smells like crap, I think it's crap. But it's just like, you are literally just looking at it from a specific lens of racism. And then you see places like the NFL who like to pretend like they're doing all this stuff to help out specific communities. And the NBA is the worst at it. Yeah. I know they say as we speak right now, they're going to have preseason games in the United Arab Emirates where it is punishable by death to be gay. If you were part of the LGBTQ community out there, you are definitely not waving your pride flag.
Nope.
If you want to wave your pride flag, that is going to be your last day on earth. But they took away an all-star game in Charlotte in 2016 in the NBA because they had a transgender bathroom bill. So it seems like there's just constant hypocrisy, and a lot of people just can't get out of their CRT, systemic racism, just worldview.
Well, these people don't want change, and that's why as an athlete I've always appreciated your podcast, because you've never been afraid to call it like it is. And too many people are too fearful of backlash or people not liking them. But the older you get as an adult, you realize it's not about pleasing everybody. It's about living justly before God first before you do anything for other people. But these people, Colin Kaepernick, the NBA, the NFL, all these superstars that are getting paid a lot of money, they don't want change, because with change means that they don't have a cause to make just to complain about something. Colin Kaepernick doesn't want things to be fair because he's getting a lot of money right now to say how unfair things are. If things get fair, then he's out of a job. And it's just like, dude, you got your money to actually do something. Now that it's done, go enjoy the fruits of your labor. But that's not enough for him. It's not enough for people, like all of these NBA superstars that want to take a knee. And then you have superstars like Jonathan Isaac that says, BLM didn't change my life. The gospel of Jesus Christ did. And you saw what he went through with that.
Can't wait to have Jonathan Isaac.
Oh my gosh, Jonathan Isaac.
I guess we're dropping a little bit of a bomb right here. We're going to have him on the podcast, and that's someone that I know you respect to the utmost. I do too. You're talking about real courage in actually blazing your own trail. You're a trailblazer yourself, and you have someone like Jonathan Isaac that says, I am sticking with my Christian convictions. This is who I am. This is where my value comes from. I don't care what anybody has to say from a worldly perspective. Here's my justification. And it's the word of God. And if you don't like it, take it up with God.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about being a believer in sports and just being a believer in general, is that I don't have to sit here and make excuses or try to explain something that God said. I just tell you what God said. If you don't like it, take it up with him. But I strongly suggest you think twice before you do that. It has never worked out for anyone that has tried to take on God. And, that's the beautiful thing that I love about this. Through sports, through this experience, through life, and through everything else, he has been the one constant thing that has kept me grounded, kept me safe, kept me sane, and kept me encouraged when there was nobody else to do that. I can't tell you how many empty hotel rooms, Airbnbs, and airports that I've just had to cry in by myself because I was still doubting myself of whether or not this was something that was worth pursuing. But I stand here and I sit here as an Olympian, able to tell you that it was through faith, through hard work, and through the things that you guys at Turning Point promote that make life better. Not easier, but make it better. And it's through the actual physical task of doing the work that things get done and you actually start to see results. And so that's where I think in sports it's missing, because even now you see it in the NFL, they're saying that teams have to have a quota of black coaches. But I'm just like, you look at the teams that have black coaches, they ain't winning nothing. I don't know. I'm just being real, but I don't really feel like, being hired by color should be like equality, because you have so many people, like white, black, Asian, Hispanic, like European, that just have bad character. Why can't it be that? Martin Luther King fought so hard that people would get past the surface to the heart of an individual, because that speaks more volumes than what you look.
And with sports, there's a extension of content of character. There's skill set. There's meritocracy. Sports are a meritocracy. The best person should get the job.
Exactly.
Whether you're a coach, an athlete, whoever it may be. And then now when you have the Rooney Rule that's been updated and you say that every single offense has to have a coordinator that's a minority or a female. And I could not imagine getting a job and thinking, I might just be part of this process just because of the color of my skin or just because I identify as a female. We got to remember that. And then there's this whole idea now, like, I don't want to see the football field look like America. I want the best players out there.
Exactly.
And if there's white cornerbacks that aren't good enough, you're not going to be on the field for an NFL team. We've seen one of those, one white cornerback in the past 20 years, I think. And I was with the Washington football team, Redskins, Commanders. Who did I was?
I like Redskins, man. Why couldn't we have just kept it that way? You mean like they even went to the local Indian tribe and said, "Is this offensive?" And they're like, "No, the Redskin was a warrior." Like, if that's the case, then you need to get rid of every helicopter that you called the Apache.
You like what you just saw and you want more non-woke sports talk and conversation? Of course you do. Make sure you head over to the Breakaway YouTube channel, subscribe, also hit the like button. We give you all that sports news without the nonsense. That's what you're looking for. We're also on Instagram at TPUSA Breakaway. Appreciate y'all. Go Sports.